Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, we have a very interesting video for you today. What happens when an Islamophobe who's been paraded all around the right-wing conferences meets an Orthodox Muslim?
Islam was founded by a man who it was founded in a context.
For those who don't know Ayaan Hersi for a long time has been spewing hate and confirming the biases that the right-wing Islamophobes have by saying all of the things that they want to hear about Islam. She's received a lot of money for this, but many people haven't been able and haven't been given the platform to refute her. That is until she met Muhammad Hijab. Muhammad Hijab took the time to show to everyone what type of academic charlatan she is.
One Ayaan McGann, who refers to herself as Ayaan Hersi Ali because she is a liar, and she has been lying to the Dutch Parliament, and she's been lying to the public about Islam and what it entails, and she is an ignoramus, an academic charlatan, obsequious woman, a right-wing apple polisher. Anyone with a shred of integrity and maybe an iota of sincerity will know that her academic career, if she ever had one in the first place, is over now, with all due respect, or none due to her. This individual, actually, by the way, I couldn't read this out in the opposing views format. I just want to give you a taste of what kind of individual she is. Look what she says about Islam in her book, one of her main books. This is printed. She states, a key problem for Islam today can be summarized in three simplifying sentences. Christians worship a man made divine, Jews worship a book, and Muslims worship both. She doesn't know the basics of Islam. Look at what she says here in her book, Infidel. I've read her books. Rubbish books they are. She goes, is written the opening verse of the Quran, the Surah Al-Fatiha. So she refers to an entire chapter as a verse. She doesn't know the basics, and she continues, by the way. There's other things like this, where she talks about hadith, like, for example, Al-Jannah tahta aqdam al-um, or the Jannah is under the feet of the mother. She says it's a verse of the Quran. She does not know how to differentiate a verse from a chapter, a verse of the Quran, and this person is meant to be the scholar that's telling us and teaching us about Islam. This is meant to be the scholar. Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson and these individuals, they're putting her on. I want to show you the extent of her ignorance by just letting her answer a simple GCSE RE type question. Let's take a look at how she answers a very simple question, or what the differences of Islam and Christianity are. Let's take a look.
What do you think the primary differences are that you've seen between Islam and Christianity?
The primary differences?
Primary differences, yeah.
Well, I think the primary and probably the most well-known differences is Islam was founded by a man who it was founded in a context that was tribal, very parochial, very small, and the man who founded Islam turned it into an empire.
And let me show you how ignorant this lady is. Ayaan, do you know anything about Islam? Can you tell us something about Islam? How can someone who's been taken as an expert simply because she's an ex-Muslim lack such a basic knowledge by confusing the Quran with the Hadith in her books? Now, this message goes out to all of the Islamophobes who parade her in all of their conferences. Fact check. Look at the facts. Look at what this person is saying. Make sure that the person who you are bringing to your conferences is not there to simply confirm your biases. Are they academically suited to speak these type of things? Are the things that they are saying truthful? We can easily show you and have why all of these things that she says is not true. There is no sources for her, and whatever sources that she uses is proven as a lie. For example,
so I'm really sorry to say this, but this academic charlatan, in addition to saying she not knowing the basics, clearly identified by her printed works and her public display or presentations. She, in addition to that, continues lying to the public and telling people or insinuating that Islam has a forcibly or a forced convert narrative, that we force people to become Muslims. Let's take a look at what she states.
Trying to get non-Muslim societies to adopt Islam either through persuasion or through force or through both of those means.
Now this, she keeps mentioning this. It's as if she has not mentioned or she has not read, and she clearly has actually, because I've seen it in one of her books, she mentions it, the verse, La ikraha fi din, there is no compulsion in religion. Even Arnold Walker, who wrote the book, the Preaching of Islam, an Orientalist, doesn't take this view that Islam was spread by the sword in the sense that people were forced to become Muslims en masse in where Islam conquered land. And even if there were times and places in the Islamic history where that did take place, it clearly goes against the verse, which is 256 in Surah Al-Baqarah, La ikraha fi din, there's no compulsion in religion. So she keeps mentioning this point to make Islam look like a monstrous religion. Well, she, in fact, is a monstrous liar.
Finally, it only brings you an embarrassment, because every time we get an opportunity, we will refute anyone you bring to your conferences. And whatever crazy things they say, you can be assured that a video will be produced showing those lies. And it will look really bad in all of your organizations if you do this. So I urge you to rethink it before you bring any ex-Muslims to your conferences spewing hate and confirming your biases. I leave you with that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.